guys and gals and dogs and cats and birds and fish and plants and insects, extraterrestrials and today's writing vlog is going to be about the first and last sentence in a story, which should have happened a long time ago, but it didn't. C'est la vie. This was life. First and last lines in a book, a novel, are very famous. What I want to talk about is the first and last sentence. The very first sentence, the very last sentence. First lines, last lines can actually be multiple sentences. You knew that already though. So let's start with the first sentence because it comes first. In today's society, it is said that our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Still with me? You still with me? It's even said that they are as short or shorter than that of a goldfish. I don't know why they gotta pick on a goldfish. There's plenty of other fish in the sea. Just saying. I actually don't want to think about how they came up with how long a goldfish attention span is. I like to think that it goes something like, "Hey Goldie, tell me, how's your attention span? Let's figure this out. What's the length of your attention span, Goldie?" I'm pretty sure it didn't happen like that. So, goldfish aside, we've got a society that they need to be hooked instantly. Forget the first line, go for the first sentence. First sentence has to pull the reader in immediately. It has to grab their attention and say, basically, you want to spend X amount of time of your life focused on me. Instead of your Facebook or your Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, this is more cool, more important. Yeah. Reader has to obviously be like, yeah, I don't need to go scroll through my feed for the 15,000th time today. I should read this instead. The first sentence is the initial hi, and the hi has to be so interesting that the reader wants to be like, hi, tell me about yourself, you know? So I thought that it would be good if I had some examples to show you guys, so I scoured my books. I literally just went through all my books that I could find and tried to find some good examples that worked with the first and last sentence. I found two. Actually, that's not true. I lied. I found a ton, but I narrowed it down to two because, you know, short attention spans and all. Goldfish. So the two examples are Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, an ebook because I don't have it in physical form, which is slightly sad. It's loading. Stardust by Neil Gaiman. So let's get into the example. So Fountainhead, Howard Rourke laughed. It's so simple, it just might work. It literally is 3 words, 2 of which are pronouns. It immediately introduces you to the main character. It immediately makes you want to know, who is this Howard guy and why is he laughing? So it pulls you in, making you want to know more instantly. The next one is from Stardust by Neil Gaiman. There was once a young man who wished to gain his heart's desire. Not the same satisfaction of slamming a book closed, but instantly you want to read on to find out who's this young man, what's his heart's desire, and tell me more about this journey. It pulls you in, but at the same time, it's kind of vague enough to make you wonder, but it gives you enough to make you stay. Now for the second part of the show, where we talk about the last sentence. Goldfish. It's the weirdest transition ever. So like the first lines, there's a lot of famous final last lines. For the first sentence is the introduction, the last sentence is a final parting. It's the farewell, it's the thank you for spending X amount of time with me. Instead of your Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or whatever, thank you. Don't literally say thank you, oh you can, but it is the thank you. And you want to leave the reader with some sort of a semblance of a closure, some sort of satisfaction that the story has come to an end. Even if it's a cliffhanger ending, or there's a sequel that follows, or even the ending isn't really that much of a closure, it kind of just trails off. to leave the reader to imagine. You've got to give it some sort of an ending feeling so that the reader isn't left with a... Is that it? Is there more? That's it. That's it? We want to give the reader some sort of a, it's done. And obviously, if they've come to the ending sentence, then hopefully they've read the entire story, which means we've disproven the short attention span, and we are quite the attention spanners. We span the book time. Goldfish. What? It's time for the examples. Fountainhead. The last few words in this book are the end. Very much a closure. I'm kidding. But it actually does say the end, see? The last sentence in this book is, then there was only the ocean and the sky and the figure of Howard Rourke. Has a nice ending feeling to it. Kind of just sums it up. Then there was Howard Rourke with nature. And it has that feeling of it's come to an end. Even if you didn't know what this story is about, it just has that feeling of closure. Second ending example is, of course, from the book of Stardust, as I'm pulling it up as we speak. I speak, you watch. Then he turned away, and together they began to walk toward the east. It's pretty much a nice closure to it. It feels like it's the end of one thing and the beginning of something else, you know what I mean? It has that closure feeling. So there you have it. I did it. But I'm gonna add a bonus material because I want to. Here's this thing that I like to do, and I want to share it with you guys. I like to take the first and the last sentence and read them side by side. From Fountainhead, Howard Rourke laughed. Then there was only the ocean and the sky and the figure of Howard Rourke. You can find one or two or three things, whether they happen together or individually. For instance, that one, Howard Rourke laughed, and then there was only, and it names it. It first starts out with Howard Rourke being alone in nature. It ends, the last sentence, with Howard Rourke being alone in nature. It has that same feeling to both of the sentences if they're read side by side. They're not so different that they don't feel like they could actually go side by side. Second book, Stardust. There was once a young man who wished to gain his heart's desire. And then he turned away, and together they began to walk towards the east. It has that feeling. It just kind of told the beginning and ending of the story summarized. He wanted his heart's desire, he gained it, and now he's moving on. There's so many other examples that I had to not read because of the attention span thing. Still with me? You still with me? I like to do that with my writing. I like to somehow really focus on the first and last sentence to see if somehow they can tie in together and are in harmony together. I did it. I finally made the video. Thank you guys for your patience, for waiting for this video to come out, and the more to follow this one, the more. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, tweet me, and leave me a comment. Tell me if you have any favorite first sentences or last sentences. I just would like to say that on the whole Goldfish thing, when I was like around 8, I entered this coloring competition where a bunch of kids from the local area had to color in this elephant, and I happened to be the winner of this contest, and for my prize I won a goldfish. And this goldfish I named Spot because he had a spot on him, and super original naming back then. And he grew to be this big, majestic goldfish who I think had a quite long attention span. So, you know, that's I might be biased, but goldfish are cool. Fish in general are cool. So don't go picking on them, okay? So thanks for watching. Remember to be you, write like you, because the world needs to hear what you have to say. And your writer's voice is unique, so write from that part in you that makes it unique. I will talk to you guys later. Cheers.
I need